You're muted if you're trying to speak. I see them on the, till they're vocal. Okay.
Commissioners who are online, would you please turn on your video and turn on your microphone so that we can confirm that you are present at the meeting, please? Thank you. Yeah. Commissioner Fuentes, can you please verify that you are online?
Yes, I'm present.
Thank you.
Hi, Brad.
Okay, and now we have Commissioner Bray. All right, so we have Commissioner Bray and Commissioner Fuentes who are on Zoom. And we have Commissioners Wagner, Commissioner Diaz, and Vice Chair Hardy in the chambers. So we do have a quorum. Thank you, staff.
Thank you. We will now begin the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. This meeting is being conducted in person and electronically. The public may participate in tonight's meeting by using the Zoom link provided on the Planning Commission agenda. Please note that all virtual participants will be on mute until they are called upon by the chair, at which point they will be unmuted. If you are a member of the public and would like to comment on an item, please use the raise hand function on Zoom. To avoid confusion, please wait for the item you desire to comment on to be called by the chair before electronically raising your hand. For each matter considered by the commission, there will first be a staff presentation, followed by a presentation from the project applicant. Testimony from supporters of the project will then be taken, followed by testimony from those in opposition. The applicant will have the right to a final rebuttal presentation prior to closing the public hearing. In accordance with Section 13 of Article 2 of the Planning Commission Rules and Regulation governing length of public debate, all public testimony from those in support and in opposition of the project will be limited to 3 minutes per person. The 3 lights on the podium next to the microphone will indicate the amount of time remaining for the speaker. The green light will be turned on when the speaker begins. The yellow light will come on with the soft bell ring when 1 minute is remaining. The speaker should be completing their testimony by the time the red light comes on with the final bell indicating time has expired. All in-person public testimony must be presented to the commission at the podium. Any testimony that references race, religion, economic status, natural origin, or any other classifications protected under the state or federal law in derogatory manner shall be deemed irrelevant and will not be considered by the commission in making its land use determinations. If you challenge these land use matters in court, you may be limited to raising only those issues you or someone else raised in oral or written testimony or before the close of the hearing. Agenda approval. I need to make a motion on, I need to, on item 1D 22-1830, I'll have to recuse from this item. And I would like to make a motion to elect Commissioner Wagner as the chair for this evening.
So we need a second.
I'll second.
Okay. So you'll need to take that vote.
Commissioner Diaz, second that vote. Can I please take roll?
Commissioner Fuentes,
Yes.
Commissioner Diaz,
Yes.
Commissioner Bray,
So Commissioner Bray can't hear us? Okay, we'll finish this motion and then we'll try and solve that. We still have a quorum, but we won't, so.
Commissioner Wagner,
Yes.
Vice Chair Hardy.
Yes.
All right, so
Can we
let's,
pause for maybe a minute to give Commissioner Bray a second to try to
Texting her.
relog back on?
and perhaps we can provide her with the call-in number so that she can use that instead.
I'm currently sending her an email.
Thank you. So Commissioner Bray, if you'll check your email.
Dad? Yeah, I can't hear anything you're saying.
Okay. We will, if you'll. Yep. Jan,
Okay, is that, I'll look, yeah.
Commissioner Bray, it sounds like you have two audio sources. One will need to be muted.
Commissioner Bray, can you hear and respond?
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
Well, she's doing that, so that's good. And then she'll just need to mute her computer once she.
You have not entered any numbers. Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound. You have not entered any numbers. Please re-enter your meeting ID followed by pound. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I can have her on my phone.
Just call her and tell her that, to get her off and dial in from the phone.
I apologize, the public, we want to ensure that we have a quorum for the balance of the agenda. No, he has to recuse himself on 8A. Janice, if you'll let us know when she's back in.
Will do.
Janice, is that her at the bottom of the list now? Did she?
Yeah, she's never signed out. She's just, I feel like the audio is just not connected. I emailed her and I'm currently trying to call her.
We could, if you'd like, you could call a 5-minute recess. Or we can wait a couple more minutes just to see if she can get back in. We can approve, we can do agenda approval and consent calendar and reports by commissioners if you wanted to keep going. But then once we get to 8A, we cannot hear that without her.
We will start the meeting with the approval of the agenda. Are there any other changes to the agenda?
Good evening, Acting Chair Wagner, members of the Planning Commission, Israel Trejo, Planning and Development Department. There are no changes to the agenda. I just want to quickly introduce a staff planner tonight who will be giving his first presentation. Eric Young, I'm sure you've seen him up here at we call it the pit, the Planning Commission pit. He'll be giving his first presentation tonight. So unfortunately, he can't be here due to COVID-like symptoms. Just a little bit of background on Eric. He's local, went to local schools, went to Fresno State. Fast learner, catching on quick, is rising up quickly through Planning and Development Department. Happy to have him. Thanks.
That's great. Welcome. Do any commissioners have any changes to the agenda? Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
Okay, we have a first by Commissioner Wagner and a second by Commissioner Diaz. Got him backwards. So we do have a first and second. Can we please take roll?
Commissioner Fuentes,
Yes.
Commissioner Diaz,
Yes.
Commissioner Bray, Commissioner Wagner,
Yes.
Vice Chair Hardy.
Yes. Motion passes.
Can I just put it on the speaker?
We could potentially do that if that's her only way of being on the call.
We are in the process of signing in.
Okay, good. Give her just a minute.
Okay.
Can you hear us, Commission?
Yeah,
Great.
Then I'm hanging up.
perfect.
So, yeah, so we can proceed.
Thank you. We can proceed. Thank you, Commissioner Bray. Consent calendar ID 22-1830.
All items on the consent calendar, there should be a statement about that, will be one motion.
Oh, these ones, right? Sorry about that. Can I please get a motion on the consent calendar?
Motion to approve.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Diaz and Chair Wagner. Can you please call roll?
Commissioner Fuentes,
Yes.
Commissioner Diaz,
Yes.
Commissioner Bray,
Yeah,
Commissioner Wagner,
Yes.
Vice Chair Hardy.
Yes. And I will now pass over the rings. Thank you, and thank you everybody for your patience.
Thank you.
Okay. Any reports by commissioners? No? Okay. We have no continued matters today. So moving on to new matters, we have item 8A, ID 22-1836.
Okay, Eric should have a presentation.
I'm going to be sharing my screen here. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Can everybody see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Good evening, Planning Commission. My name is Eric Young, and I'm with the Planning and Development Department. Thank you, Israel, for that very kind introduction earlier. The item before us today is the consideration of an appeal to conditional use permit application P22-02633 and the related environmental finding. Conditional use permit application P22-02633 is for the establishment of a Type 41 alcohol license, which is for restaurants to sell beer and wine for consumption on the premises where sold. The new restaurant will be a Mountain Mike's Pizza Place, which will be located within the Mid-State Plaza Retail Commercial Center. The Mid-State Plaza is centered around the existing Vallarta supermarket. There are currently retail food services such as Panda Express, Starbucks, Wingstop. Other establishments within the plaza include auto insurance, cellular device repair, and a shoe store. The subject site is located at 1937 West Clinton Avenue, which is at the southwest corner of West Clinton and North Weber Avenues. This zoning classification map shows light industrial to the north. It shows commercial community to the northeast, multifamily residential to the east, light industrial to the south, and to the west, you have State Route 99. Pursuant to Table 15-1302 of the Fresno Municipal Code, restaurants with alcohol are permitted in the light industrial zone district with a conditional use permit. The proposed project is also subject to additional regulations. These regulations involve restaurants with alcohol also bars, nightclubs, and lounges. That's section 15-2751, and also section 15-2744, which is for outdoor dining and patio areas. The project, as proposed, complies with all applicable regulations. It's important to note that there are no location or over-concentration restrictions set forth in the Fresno Municipal Code for on-site alcohol sales. For the public noticing and input, a notice of intent was mailed to surrounding property owners on August 8th. That was followed by unanimous approval from the Council District 3 Project Review Committee on August 9th. On September 2nd, the Planning and Development Director approved the conditional use permit application, subject to compliance with conditions of approval. And September 19th is when staff received the appeal. The appellant's concern was that there is an over-concentration of alcohol sales, alcohol licenses within a 1 mile radius. Section 15-2751 of the Fresno Municipal Code does not regulate the concentration of on-site alcohol licenses. Under the Alcoholic Beverage Control Act, pursuant to section 23-958 of the Business and Professions Code, Alcoholic Beverage Control may deny an application for a license where issuance would result in or add to an undue concentration of licenses. The subject site is located within Census Tract 37.01, which allows up to 3 on-sale alcohol licenses. This census tract currently has 0 on-sale alcohol licenses. So with the approval of this project, the census tract will be well under the limit. Planning and Development has not received any indication from ABC, nor does it find, based upon the vision and intent outlined within the general plan and Fresno High Roading Community Plan, that the approval of the subject conditional use permit would result in an undue concentration of on-site alcohol licenses. Getting back to the public noticing and input, tonight's notice was mailed to surrounding property owners on November 23rd, and no comments have been received to date. Based on staff's analysis and report, staff recommends the Planning Commission deny the appellant's appeal and uphold the action of the Planning and Development Director to approve conditional use permit P22-02633, which requests authorization to establish that Type 41 alcohol license. Staff also recommends the Planning Commission approve environmental assessment application P22-02633, which determined that the project, the proposed project is exempt from CEQA through a Class 1 categorical exemption. And this concludes my presentation. I am available for any questions you might have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do any commissioners have questions?
Hi, this is Robert Fuentes. First off, welcome, Eric. Happy to have you on board. Just a couple of quick questions. The Responsible Neighborhood Market Act does not apply because that only applies to the sale of alcohol for off-site consumption, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you mentioned that the Census Tract 37.01 does not currently have any liquor licenses. Do you know approximately how big that census tract is?
Yes, I do. This census tract, it does have liquor licenses. It only has the off-sale liquor licenses. There are no on-sale liquor licenses. And I have a slide here that kind of shows 37.01 outlined in the blue there. There are 5 off-sale licenses and 0 on-sale licenses. I wanted to show the census tract to the north just to show that there are off-sale and on-sale, but this subject census tract 37.01 does not have any on-sale licenses currently.
Great, thank you.
To clarify, this track map that you have, the off-site sale premises also includes grocery stores that sell, correct?
Correct. That is correct.
Thank you.
Mm.
Any other questions? I now invite the applicant to present.
Sandro Maroc with KRS Enterprises, Inc. We're doing business under Mount Mike's Pizza. We've been around for about 40 years. We're mainly pizza, wings, etc. Our sales from alcohol will be roughly about 5 to 10% of gross a month. We mainly focus on parents, families, or anybody from soccer teams, football teams, to each minority. Any questions? Sorry, I'm new to this.
How many other, you said you have 47 other?
So the whole franchise has about 300 roughly. So Fresno has roughly 13 Mount Mikes.
Okay.
I'm a new franchisee in their system.
Is this your first franchise?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a mentor in the business?
Yes. My brother-in-law has roughly about 30 of them up in Northern California.
Do we have any other questions from commissioners? Okay. We will now go out to the public. Are there any members of the public who wish to comment in favor of the application that are in the chambers? If you are a member of the public on Zoom and would like to comment on an item, please use the raise hand function.
No hands at this time.
I may have skipped it. Do we have any members of the public within the chambers that would like to comment in favor of the application? All right. Do we have any public comments within the chambers in opposition of the application? And do we have any attendees on Zoom who would like to comment in opposition of the application?
No hands at this time.
All right. We will now close the hearing. Would any other commissioners like to ask questions regarding this item or comment on it? Is there a motion to approve staff's recommendation?
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation.
I'll second.
Would the secretary please take the vote?
Fuentes? Commissioner
Yes.
Fuentes? Yeah. Commissioner Diaz?
Yes.
Commissioner Bray?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Yes. Motion passes. Does the secretary have anything to report?
I do not have a formal report tonight. I would like to note that our next meeting will be on December 21st. I recognize that this is holiday season. If any commission members will not be present at that meeting, would you please let staff know as early as possible so that we can ensure there's a quorum for any items that need to be heard that evening? Thank you.
Right. Well, I'm going to skip scheduled oral communications and move on to unscheduled oral communications. Each speaker will have 3 minutes. Is there anyone in the chamber who would like to comment? Seeing none, we'll move to Zoom. Is there a member of the public on Zoom that would like to comment? Please use the raise hand function, or if you're calling in, dial *9.
No hands at this time.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:32 PM.
Second.
Be seconded. We good? Adjourned? Okay. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.